up, homies and homettes? It's your girl Candace coming at you after a couple days off. Let's see, what can I start with? I took some time off because this weekend was a little busy for me, but not really. I just felt like I needed to kind of rest my mind and get my spirit right. So I just had some me time. But oh, dang, I do this like every other video. I'm sorry, I'll have to scooch over so I can shift. But anyway, I miss you guys. It has been a few days. Nothing too crazy has happened or too outlandish, but it's just been a couple days. And so let me start from after Friday. I had my rant about going down to the county city building and getting my ticket taken off my car, and that was just some craziness. So then Saturday morning, I had a lot of things planned the whole day Saturday, and I really honestly did not do much of anything. There's a couple reasons I think that happened, but I've been telling you guys that Tom has been coming, and he always lingers and takes a while to get here. Well, he's arrived today. But Saturday, I was really feeling like just tired and achy and kind of in a crabby mood. Didn't really do the errands I was supposed to do at the beginning of the day, and then slept a lot of the day, and then had to take care of some other business that just popped up at the end of the day. So it really wasn't the way I planned my Saturday, but it worked out. I did not cheat. I stayed focused. And I'm saying I didn't cheat because that morning when I woke up, I was up probably that quarter of a pound. Like all weekend, I bounced back and forth from that. Today, I weighed the same I weighed on Friday. Like I said, I went up a little, went down, went up a little, and then now I'm back down to what I was on Friday, which is driving me crazy because I can't seem to break through that. Excuse me. I do know that it has a lot to probably just do with my stress level. I've been having a little anxiety, and also time of the month. So with those things being said, I really am okay with where I'm at. At least I haven't went outside, like gained outside of the bracket. I'm still in my new decade. I'm embracing that. It feels good. Today I put on these pants that normally I have to kind of jump into and shake and twist, and they leave like a scar, a mark on me by the end of the day when I take them off. Today, not the case. I just pulled them up, buttoned them, they work. So that's a good feeling. So I said I was a little stressed, I had a little anxiety, and I will share something with you guys. Yesterday, marked the 11th year anniversary of my mom's passing. And it's always a shock for me when it comes up because I kind of put it out of my mind all year. And then somehow my body kind of lets me know that this is coming up. And it's really crazy how that's the case. Like, I will be really, really tired, or I'll be very emotional. That's just out of the blue. My whole behavior changes. And then it's not until someone who really knows me, most of the time it's Pookie, my boo. He'll say like, you know what time of year it is, right? And then it's like, oh, that's why I feel like I feel. Like, it's so crazy how sometimes your mind can detach from like your heart and your soul, but it's still all connected. So yesterday was her 11th year anniversary. And just so you guys know, I'm the oldest of 3. And when my mom passed away, I was away in college, like literally away from home in my junior year of college. She passed away very suddenly. Nothing was really wrong with her. She had had a routine surgery to remove a hernia. Certain things weren't necessarily done correctly. A week later, she passes from a blood clot. Healthy woman, young, had just lost tons of weight, just only 41, I believe. So it was a huge shock to not only just her family, but everybody. Because I will say this, my mom had such a big spirit, and she was just like, not the life of the party in a wild, like crazy way, but she had that in her too. She just never met a stranger. So much so that at her funeral, she had over 800 people at her funeral. We had to like go to this church that we normally don't even attend because we just knew there was going to be that big of a show up, and there was. So that kind of gives a little bit of an idea of the legacy she left. Like, she was just a wonderful person, and me and her had a relationship that I can't even really begin to describe for you because I think it was different with each one of us kids, but of course I feel like mine was the tightest because I was her first. I was with her through everything. We kind of grew up together in a way. But I bring that up because yesterday was particularly tough for me because normally the way I celebrate my mom has a lot to do with foods. It's like I go into a routine of an activity that me and her would do together. And a lot of times on the weekends, we would spend the weekend all cuddled up and curled up in her bed together with our box of Chinese food, and we'd spend all day watching Lifetime. And our favorite types of weather is rainy, cloudy days, just those snuggle in days. And I think you've heard me say, like, I love that weather. And it reminds me so much of her because we both enjoyed it so much. And it just gave us an opportunity to really just be snuggled in, and we would just eat junk food. And so it kind of, I think that, you know, my eating habits now and just the fact that I do get so, like, into my junk food and just into the whole routine of getting everything ready when I'm about to binge or do whatever I'm going to do, there is some, like, connection to that. I think it kind of helps me feel closer to her. I don't know if that sounds weird or just crazy, but it's because it's something that we shared together and we did so often together, that normally, like yesterday, I would have got the Chinese food, gotten in the bed, watched my movies all day, probably cried about her, watched my favorite movies that we always watch, like Still Magnolias, Color Purple, Pretty Woman. There's a bunch of them. And so that's a lot of times, many years, that's how I've celebrated just her passing and me remembering her. And those movies would bring back conversations we had. Certain food that we'd order would bring back just memories. Like, it just is all connected to her. And so I knew that that day was coming up. I knew that I was on this protocol. I knew I did not want to cheat. And I felt kind of guilty that I wasn't going to do my normal routine with her. And I don't know why I felt so guilty, because it's just food. But to me, it just symbolized my connection with her. And so I guess in a way, in my mind, was thinking that I'm not going to have that same feeling that I normally get. And then it was like, Candace, you do not need food. You do not need the bed. You do not need the movies to remember your mom. Like, you think about her all the time. There's so much of a resemblance of her spirit in you that you see all the time. There's so many things that you can do to keep her memory alive, or just to have a day tribute to her without it being around food. That was baffling to me. Like, it just was like, well, how? Like, that's just what we did. So when I finally, like, grasped it, and I just said, you know, my mom is here with me all the time. I can talk about her. I can think about her. I can write about her. I can read things that she wrote to me. And it still brings back those same memories and feelings that I crave, because I miss her so much. And it's weird how it doesn't matter how old you get, you still miss your mom. Like, it's just, you need your mom. And I don't have that, and sometimes I get a little sad because there's so many cool things that I want to tell her or ask her or talk to her about. But then even in the future, when I have kids and get, you know, just start my own whole life and want her to be a part of it, like, that's not going to necessarily happen. And I get sad for my future kids, because she would have been a real cool grandma, and they aren't going to necessarily have that. But I have to find ways to keep her memory alive so that they know who she is, because I want her to be present in their life, whether it's through pictures and stories and all those kinds of things. So yesterday I spent a lot of time just writing things about her. I also spent a lot of time talking about her. And it did feel really good. Like, I cried probably a lot of the day, but I didn't fall into my slump like I normally do. Like, normally I'll be sad and, like, probably depressed for 3 or 4 days, just because I fall into this deep miss of her. Just, I miss her so bad still. It's just crazy. But I was thinking, like, you know, my mom, she lost a tremendous amount of weight because she did have weight loss surgery. And I can't say that I was the biggest fan of that when she first approached me. And I can say that I wasn't, actually. To be all honest, I was so against it. I just felt like my mom was the strongest person I knew. So if you set your mind to it and you really want to do it, why can't you just do it? And it wasn't until I got older and I'm dealing with the same problems, that it's like, it's a hard thing. And to have to think about it and constantly work after it, day after day, and some days not get any results, and you're still supposed to stay strong, like, that's hard for me. And so now, like, I feel not bad because I was younger then, but I can relate to her on such a different level. And it sucks that I can't tell her, like, I get it. Thank you. I get what you're saying. Like, that kind of gets at me sometimes. But if she was able to see what I'm doing right now and how I'm doing it and the fact that I've kept strong 23 days, 24 days in, I know she'd be so proud, and she'd probably be doing it with me right now. Like that's just, she was my road dog. Like we was tight. We fought like sisters. We loved like mom and daughter, but that was my girl. Like we were just cool. So she would have definitely been doing this whole thing with me and encouraging me along the way. And so that right there was just kind of made me feel warm and happy, because I'm trying to fix this problem before I get to her age where she was finally just fed up and done with it. And I don't want, for me, that's not a route that I want to take. And I'm not knocking anybody who does that, because I totally empathize. And I think maybe if I had the money to do it, I might change my thinking. But I really want to do this myself and use tools that I can use that are available to me to make this happen. And I really wish, I know she's watching and she can see, but I really think she'd be happy to see not only the fact that I'm doing this, but the way I'm cataloging it, the way I'm like vlogging about this process, and really just being raw and showing who I really am, and that it does suck and it's hard and it makes things like, makes me just want to yell and scream sometimes, but it's so important to me that I'm sticking with it and willing to sacrifice, even willing to sacrifice our day that we do together, our eating day every March 3rd, just to get this done. This is kind of a little bit of a ramble, but that's really what I've been dealing with this weekend. And it was kind of like, I just wanted to not be too cluttered with other things. I really wanted to let myself feel what I was feeling and not be distracted. So I just thought, let me take the weekend and just focus on my mom and what she meant to me, and how important this journey right now is for me, and how it connects us still to this day, because her way was always such a struggle for her. And I remember struggling with her, and I've done every kind of diet under the book, and most of the time, like I said, we were doing it together. Everything from the cabbage soup, the cottage cheese, Weight Watchers, this Nutrisystem back in the day before they had like it was long time ago, before it was kind of cool and pre-packaged. The lemonade diet, the steak and tomato diet. What else? We have done every stinking diet. We've juice fasted. We've done it all together. And we were successful for a couple days, and we'd be able to talk each other out of it. And here we go to McDonald's, or here we go ordering pizza. We were probably each other's biggest fan and worst at the same time. So I just think that it's cool to see my inner strength, and to know where I get that inner strength from, and to just think about the fact that she's probably checking it out and like, good job, kiddo. Like, you're doing a good job, and you can do it. And I think I forget that. And sometimes I wish she was here to validate it for me, but I know she is. Like, I know that she has my back. I know that she's supporting and rooting for me. So I just gotta do what I gotta do. I was talking to my coworker today because she read one of the nicest compliments I got in a long time on Facebook from my girl Heidi Schuler. What's up, girl? So Heidi sent a real nice shout out to me on Facebook, and my coworker was talking to me about it, and I said the amazing part is that everything that they think that I am to them is they are that to me. Like, you guys keep me so on top of this and accountable to myself, and I'm also so accountable to you. I know I've said this before, but it's so true. Like, Saturday and Sunday were just days where I was like, oh, if anybody gives me 1 inch of a reason to cheat, I'm taking it. Like, if someone offers me something, I'm taking it. That didn't happen, thank God. But then it was like, you can't do it. They're there. They're waiting to hear from you. They want to see your progress and you succeed, and I just can't let you guys down. So I love that support. I love that it's mutual. I love that it's not just one-sided and I'm getting everything, that you guys are also getting things back. But it's such a great feeling to know that you have people that have your back, especially on those times when you just miss your mom and you know that other people are there rooting you on. Stop all the drama, Candace. Just get it together. But I'm just letting you guys know I really appreciate you, and I appreciate this whole process. I've learned a lot about myself, and I'm still learning. And I know that when I get through the end of this, I'm going to feel so much better about myself and what I can achieve and accomplish. And at 31, I think that I've done a lot for 31, but I know that I can do so much more, and I can't wait till we all get to that day where it's like, this is it. This is when Candace is completely Candace. She's there at her point. That's what I'm going for. So thank you for being on this journey with me. Please stick with me on this ride, and we are going to be partying like rock stars when we finally make it to our goal. Like I said, I'm still 2 pounds away from my first goal of 20 pounds, but I'm not letting that discourage me. My mind state about that's really changing, so I like to see these little bitty steps of progress that's just going on with my mental. So it's going to work itself out. I feel good. I feel confident, and I feel extremely blessed. So I wanted to personally say thank you and share a little bit about what I've been going through this weekend and how I've been feeling about things, and just keep you guys in the loop because you guys really help me stay on top of it, and I appreciate it. So you will have a wonderful evening, and I will come back tomorrow, tell you a little bit more about what I've been eating, and hopefully I can show you a video of some food that I cooked. I'm still trying to work that out. So I'll keep you posted, and you guys have a great day. Thank you.